मैम आज यहाँ पे रशियन फिल्म फेस्टिवल है और आप यहाँ पे आए
You want me to one thing? Sorry. You want me to look here or look at him? Look at him. Look here. Okay. जोर से बोलो. जोर से बोलो.
मैम जिस तरह से आज रशियन फिल्म फेस्टिवल रखा गया है और आप यहाँ पे आई हैं तो आपने कौन सी फिल्म देखी और कैसा लगा आपको?
It's a wonderful day, and I think it's very important that Russian films should be introduced to the young generation of Mumbai today and India. And we have grown up on Russian films. We've seen a lot of Russian films. We've read a lot of Russian literature, and I have read most of it in translation. But I come from a family which is very closely connected to the Russian cultural, political, social world, and we've been very highly influenced by Russian dancing, music, and their literature and cinema, of course. So. I think it's wonderful the way it was inaugurated, and it was so exciting to see the cast of Across Borders, and they were all so wonderful. And cinema has changed in Moscow, and I suppose Moscow has changed a lot. I went in about 1987-88. I went touring to Russia, और वहाँ पे मैंने काफ़ी performances कथक के अपने solo performances किए, and I danced at Tchaikovsky Hall, like I did mention in my conversation with the audiences today. And I think it's you see, Russia is it's the heart and soul of music and dance. And being a dancer, I very closely relate to the Bolshoi there, and the ballet and Spartacus and all that we have seen. The Nutcracker, we've seen Giselle, we've seen Swan Lake, of course. Everybody has seen Swan Lake, and I've grown up listening to the music there. Like I said, my most best loved novel is a Russian novel. It was called How the Steel Was Tempered, and I think it was by Peter something, which I'm forgetting because I was about 13 years old when I read that book, and it was in 2 parts. And I got so inspired by that book that till today I follow that you have to go through everything in life, just like how a diamond is made out of a coal. The same way you have to. The steel was tempered means it went through all the heat and the mold, like molten lava. It melts and then finally it gets formed. So Russian literature and Russian cinema, Russian music is huge part. Their sports, their gymnastics, their circus. I mean, what aren't they best at? So I think it's wonderful that all of us are going to watch some of the old classics, which are the part of the world cinema at its greatest. Like I mentioned today, that we grew up seeing, and I mentioned the films that we are. I'm not going to go into a very long thing right now, but I would ask all the youngsters and all those people who have been bred on mostly English or American cinema, and of course we have a lot of. We're giving a lot of attention to French and Iranian cinema today, but at the same time, I would really want and welcome and request all the youngsters to get acquainted with Russian cinema, because it's most probably one of the oldest and the greatest cinema that has been made in the world. And the finest actors and the finest filmmakers and writers have been a part of it, and we have grown up on it. And I would really tell you to introduce yourself to the cinema, because like I very rightly said, that it's most probably one of the greatest cinemas that have ever been made in the world.
या मैम ये भी चीज़ जानना चाहूँगा आप